Say, man, WACK 100 had a civil conversation the other day on Clubhouse, and they was talking about Drake, his approach with this lawsuit against Universal, things he might be doing right, and also the things that he may be doing wrong. Also, WACK 100 kind of got into some of the particulars on how Drake might be going about this all the wrong way. He also talked about, Drake burning bridges and, dissing friends that he don't need to be dissing. After all, the only thing that they did and the only problem that he had with some of these people that he been, venting about and griefing about is that they happen to have the audacity to like a record. Let's get to the content.
No.
What he's talking about,
that, man.
what he's talking about
We're not letting him finish
is the playlist and positioning, and he's talking about people driving illegal streams is what he's talking about. But I told you, Bradshaw, UMG gonna beat their chest on that nigga, didn't I tell you?
That's a fact.
See, Drake, like all of us, right? We'll put our shit up and then they'll just catch up with us. See, protocol is we gotta turn it in. Then they got to service it, set the date, and then they tell us when it's coming out. We get spoiled. We just put it out when we want, and they hurry up and assign a DSP to it, and then it's live. Drake thought he could do that. UMG pulled that down. Ain't registered. You. Now they flexed on him.
So you talking about the freestyle?
No, the 100 gigs.
No. He did it with the 100 gigs. He did it with the 100 gigs first, though, but then they did it with the freestyle.
No, he didn't do it with that. The lawsuit wasn't in there.
Okay.
This last one he did, like right now, if I go throw some right, I don't give a fuck if it's midnight. All they gonna do is they gonna wake up and they gonna tie DSP, catch it, and they'll catch up to me. Protocol is when you want to put music out, you send the music into the label, right? They make sure the samples is clear. They know samples, all this. Then they schedule it, tie DSP to it. Then you get a release date, and that can take 3 to 10 days sometime, right? But the fact that Drake is so used to doing what we do, and the label just catered to him, the fact that UMG pulled that down,
they put that shit down from YouTube too, not even from DSP.
So hold on, so you basically saying they just ain't in good graces no more, right? That's what you saying?
Nah, exactly.
No, that's a fact.
So man, I want to ask you this though. I'm gonna ask you this though, right? Hold on a second. I'm gonna ask you this right here.
Drake, if he's stupid, he gonna flex back and stop dropping music. If he's smart, he gonna go.
He don't gotta drop music. His catalog good enough though. He can live off his catalog forever.
No, brother, you right. But I'm saying unless Drake is ready to lay down and retire, let that nigga take a summer or two off, nigga, and watch what happens.
I can see him just living off his catalog and performing.
We didn't say he couldn't live off of it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. He want to stay on top. If he wants to stay on top the way he is with music,
take on 2 years.
Yeah, he bet not. What they can do is they can start restricting him from playlists and like that, right? But they're not gonna do that because then they what they own.
They money.
They ain't gonna do that. They're
talking about LeBron James.
I mean, it was for shock value. That's all that was. I think he trying to find himself, which he don't have to. I think he overthinking it. The nigga just overthinking it, bro. The song was big, but it didn't take him down, bro. All he need to do is just continue to do what he was doing. But this nigga Kendrick got this nigga out of his body, bro. I think he's tripping on anybody who shows support. Anybody that shows support to Kendrick's song, he's going at him. And what you're really doing is, believe it or not, now you killing friends for no reason. For no reason. Like, nigga, they like your song, they like his song. Nigga, 2 songs prior, they was listening to your shit. But he's on some, you're only supposed to support me, like some real crybaby, bro.
Now, I can't say much about the inner workings of, you know, how this industry worked behind the scenes, sitting to a desk in a skyscraper somewhere in New York when it comes to making these deals and how they do this and how they do that. I'm not privy to that type of inner workings and that type of information as you know, as it pertains to how all of the business side goes. I do have a general understanding about how some of those things take place, but nonetheless, I'm not a connoisseur of, you know, how they break things down and how they make deals and what you got to do, you know, when you got a record coming out or when you got an album coming out, you know, the clarifications you got to go through, the clearances, the, you know, getting it approved and all of those sorts of things with the labels. But to the point that he was making about Kendrick having Drake out of his body, I wanted to address that because it kind of plays into the whole narrative of, Drake ain't wanted to take the L, so he gonna go over here and go after Universal and make this a bigger situation over here, not opposed to, you know, as opposed in, you know, him taking the L with Kendrick after they had the whole beef thing going on. Now, I said that to say this. In terms of what Drake doing right and what Drake doing wrong, I don't know about all of that. You know, I know at the end of the day, if he going after these folk for a big old bag of money because he can prove in a court of law that they did something to harm him financially, that's the legal side of things. That's you know, it is what it is with what he can take care of over there, what he can prove, and whether or not he's successful or not. Because I mean, going against that machine, it is what it is, bro. Like, we know what that type of situation can cause to an artist. So, I mean, Drake is not beyond that or above that. But what I will say is this, in terms of, you know, Drake being too emotional about this whole situation and Kendrick handing him an L, if he's approaching that legal situation the same way he approaching this music situation with this battle with Kendrick and having this beef with all of these random people, basketball players and all that, I don't think that's a good look. And if he going into a legal battle with a machine and a giant such as Universal Music Group, and he going at it blindly, you know, and emotionally, I think that, you know, and also, again, I'll say this, he's not handling this on his own. I understand that Drake got high-powered attorneys working on his behalf, but we also know when you got high-powered attorneys, you tell them what your desired outcome is. You tell them and dictate to them what you want to have happen and what you want them to do, what kind of moves you want them to make. That's why that's your paid counsel. They're going to give you legal advice, but you also got the right and reserve the right to tell them how aggressive you want them to go after whoever it is on the other end of it. So, you know, these relationships that he got with these NBA players and NFL players and, you know, me and you and how he feel about us because he feel like we turned our back on him because we liked a record is crazy to me. And I can never wrap my mind around that because I thought you was in this game of hip hop. You know how this go from battle rap, fast forward all the way to now. It's just different now. You dig what I'm saying? And if he can't handle it, and this is who his true character is just to go after people because they had the audacity to like a record that millions of people around the world happen to like, I don't know if that's the hill he want to down, but it appears he in some way want to down that hill because he full of emotion. He feels some kind of way. Anybody that rocked out to not like us, he seemed to have an issue with. So that's what I wanted to touch with y'all and see, man. How y'all feel about this? Do y'all think Drake is going about the legal battle with too much emotion, the same way he was going, the same way he handled this rap battle with Kendrick, with, regardless of, the lawsuit or not? It just seemed, again, I say this all the time, it just seems that he took a L from Kendrick. He couldn't handle how big the record got and how much exposure it got and how much traction it got. And so he just went AWOL. He just forgot about the fact that he was in a battle with Kendrick Lamar and Kendrick Lamar won, and just decided that he was going to go over here and take on a whole another fight to distract from the fact that he actually took a L. I don't know, man. What y'all think? I get at y'all in the next one, man. Y'all be smooth. I'm out.